light. When I'm able to breathe again, I open my eyes and see that I'm back in the palace. Did Parfait transport us? I become aware that Varg still has in his hands on my shoulders and wrench free from his grip. Strange that your friends would actually send you back here with me. Seems like they need you to retrieve something from the palace. I'm not letting you leave the palace again, princess. The palace is eerily silent, and as if none of the chaos that just transpired ever happened. Like it was all a dream. I ignore Varg and walk back through the gates as I suffocate the seething turmoil inside of me. Just try and stop me. I slam my bedroom door behind me and lock it. It's been a few hours since I was here. Since Guardian and Garland. I close my eyes and will the memories away. Now's not the time. I must keep my promise to Parfait. I begin to search through my drawers. Could have sworn that this is the last place I saw Neverland and Tinkerbell. Oh, there it is! Well, there's a key. Tinkerbell, an elaborate golden key, is exactly where I remember leaving it. I place it carefully beneath my lamp so as to keep it hidden from sight. What? Where's Neverland? I nearly turned my room upside down looking for it, but never find the golden box. It should be here. Why isn't it here? My body is heavy after all that's happened today, and I soon find myself collapsed on my bed. It'll be fine. I have until midnight tomorrow to find it. I'll continue looking for it in the morning. What? Why is Fritz here? My sleep is broken and disjointed, so when dawn comes filtering through my windows, I'm already half awake. I pull myself out of bed and rub at my eyes. I need to find Neverland. I retrieve Tinkerbell from where I hidden it and slip the key into my pocket. Then with renewed determination, I continue my search. Why isn't it here? It had been right next to Tinkerbell. I feel I would remember if I had moved it. But I did drop Neverland months ago, didn't I? I've been meaning to get it fixed, but I always forgot. But it's not here. That means someone must have taken it. But who? Would Mother or Mithros have taken it? Where should I look? Oh shit. I feel like it's probably with the Queen. So throne room? Thankfully, when I get to the throne room, it is empty. But where do I even begin to look? Out of the corner of my eye, I notice something sparkle on the throne. I rush toward the throne and unable to believe my dumb luck. Hey! Now open it. The box is definitely there, sitting right in front of me. I found it! But why is it just sitting here? Something feels off. Oh. If it isn't my disobedient daughter. I reach out and snatch Neverland to hold it to my chest. I have to keep Neverland and Tinkerbell safe, no matter what. I'm glad to see one of my servants is capable. Still, I wonder why Varg did not report his success in retrieving you. Varg didn't tell her? I shall have a word with her. Mother walks towards me. I'm not amused when you left the palace, Rosette. But I thought sooner or later fate would send you here to retrieve something. You're a very good girl for keeping that box safe as it told you. But I see it was a mistake to leave it here while I was attending to Mithros' reports. I clutched Neverland tighter. This doesn't belong to you. Mother's voice is ice cold when she speaks. Oh? You hurt me so much last night. I hope you're not planning on leaving me again. I know you're hurting too, dearest one. I know you want to stay here with me. Mother sighs, and suddenly I can see the mother from my memories. The one that had held me close and sung to me to sleep at night. If fate hadn't interfered, you'd be much more happy. Fate? Once upon a time, she was a dear friend. We were sisters. until she betrayed me. She no doubt going by a different name to hide her true nature from you. But you know now. You know that she is pulling you from your birthright. You were happier when you could not remember, weren't you? What? Oh my darling. Mother reaches out and I cannot move as she sets a hand on my cheek. I have only ever wanted to protect you, Lucette. I have only wanted the best for you. Mother gently runs a hand through my hair. I sacrificed so much so that my daughter could be crowned princess. I didn't want to erase your memories, but I knew how much it would hurt you if you knew my true nature. And I knew how sad you would be if you knew just how much your father did not love us. Either of us. And all because of his ridiculous love for that wretched harlot and her whelps. The very same commoner he married after I was gone. The woman he sought to marry from the start. Ophelia? The king has loved Ophelia for so long? Isn't that unbelievable? That he was still so loyal to her even after he had me. I should have made good on my threat and just killed her, regardless of what Third Janara did as I demanded. But he has always hated witches. That is why he was so cruel to you, why he was so cruel to the both of us. Dearest one, we only have each other. So it was, and so it shall be. I am the only one that will never hurt you. The only one you will ever need to love and obey. Your longing for anyone else, your memory with anyone else, they are all unnecessary. Now be a good girl and listen to mother. Run! I quickly bolted in the opposite direction. I need to get away from her. I don't get far. I crash into an invisible wall just before I can get to the door. Do you really think you can easily get away from me, child? Mother's eyes glitter as light begins to collect in her palms. Uh-oh. I can only bear your disobedience for so long, Lucette. It seems you require disciplining. Mother raises her hands, light reflecting the cruelty in her gaze and that I am now too familiar with. Knowing I couldn't outrun her, I turn my back and hold Neverland to my chest. I must protect Neverland! The air crackles and I brace myself for whatever Mother might unleash. I feel a hand on my back and then I'm pushed away. I fall down on the ground hard. What was that? You. Did you miss me? DELOORAAA! How did you get in here? I had some help. Princess! Oh, Princess! Fritz? Fritz runs toward me and holds out his hand to help me up. Fritz! I thought I'd lost you. It is only for a second, but he pulls me close to him with a hug. I would never leave you. Fritz's arms tighten around me briefly before he releases me. We both turn to face Mother. You were going to hurt your own daughter. This is no concern of yours, and even if it was, what could you hope to achieve? You are so much weaker than the wolf, so much weaker than Varg. Fritz's body stiffens. Even now, you only cling to a shred of control. Tell me, Sir Fitzgerald, how much longer until you are completely erased? Keep getting messages. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. Oh. You're strong enough to resist Varg, so much so that it was able to get me past your guards and your barriers. I think that makes Fritz plenty strong. I do not recall giving the traitor permission to speak. Do not think I've forgotten how you betrayed me, DELOORAAA. I haven't forgotten anything either, Elder. Loreah was an only child. Her fate was entirely your doing. Who are you talking about? Loreah was my daughter. What? I never heard DELOORAAA speak of a child.
I'd always opposed Hilder's actions. I disagreed with her creation of the fairy tale curse from the beginning. But when I voiced my opinions out loud, she targeted my daughter. She killed her in front of me.
Whoa. Whoa. Suddenly everything in the room is still. The two women glare at each other, but neither one of them moves. You were not there when our kind were being hunted and slaughtered like animals in their own homes. I am the TB bearer. I felt each of their deaths like they were my own. Retribution was necessary, but you, being so holy and so good, it took little Loreah's death for you to understand the anguish of our brethren, to comprehend my anguish. I would not have killed her if you were not so blind.
She was only 10.
And she suffered for your kindness and weakness. DELOORAAA holds out her arm and sweeps it across the room, lightning traveling upon her arm. Fritz tugs me around one of the columns and presses my back into the coolness of the pillar. He holds himself against me, acting like a shield. Don't move. The ground shakes as DELOORAAA releases her spell. You think you can defeat me when you haven't even been training? How foolish.
Please, I have no intention of defeating you. Fritz?
Cover your ears, princess. Too confused to question him, I obey. I hear the sound of lightning crackling in the air, followed by an explosion. The column comes down, crashing into the other side of the room.
Time to go!
Fritz's hand tightens around mine. We run around the throne room with DELOORAAA as Mother's screech sounds through the room behind us. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. I'm just so glad you're here.
See, what did I tell you?
What are you talking about?
Your knight was so scared that you wouldn't want to see him anymore after what happened yesterday.
Fritz's finger tightened over my own. If I were only strong enough to fight Varg, I would have. It wasn't your fault, Fritz. But what matters now is that you're here now. Fritz looks at me and smiles. How do you know where I would be?
Intuition.
And magic.
Well, yes, and magic. Do you have Tinkerbell?
I hold Neverland in one hand as I reach around my other to search for the key in my pocket. Thankfully, my fingers still brush against the cool metal. It's in my pocket.
Good, very good. Whatever happens, you must never let Tinkerbell and Neverland to the Martian. Whatever happens, you must get Tinkerbell and Neverland to the Martian, okay?
Why can't we just open it?
That's a good girl.
Parfait said to be here at midnight. What time is it? We're too early.
Sometimes Parfait is early too. Looks like tonight is not one of those times though. It looks like my coming early was both a blessing and a setback.
She is using the name Parfait. How sweet. Fritz steps in front of me as Mother reappears in front of us. Stay behind me. Fritz, I would never forgive myself if you got hurt. Please stay behind me. Fritz smiles gently at me, and my chest aches at the sight. Everything will be alright, I promise. I promise I'll protect you. I know you will.
Fritz, Lucette must make it out at all costs.
I don't like the sound of that. And you must understand why I cannot let you take my daughter from me.
Oh, you took mine. Takes backsies.
No takes backsies. DELOORAAA's hands begin to glow. Perhaps this time Lucette shall watch you die. DELOORAAA. No.
Well, you can try and kill me, but your chances are slim. I have a very good knight with me. I think he likes me more than he likes you.
That can be remedied. Mother flicks her wrist. DELOORAAA holds out her own hand as if to prepare for the impact of the spell, but the magic never comes. Mother is not aiming for DELOORAAA. With a gasp, Fritz drops his sword and falls to his knees. Fritz! Come along, Varg.
I won't let you.
That's when I realize that Mother is calling for Varg. Her hand twists in the air, manipulating Fritz's body to copy its movements. His body writhes and turns as he struggles to remain himself. Now. No, Fritz! Princess! I'm sorry, bud, I can't. Fritz looks at me one last time before the familiar darkness envelops his body. Fritz! Now, Varg, be a good dog and get Lucette back to her room. When Varg reappears, he is standing absolutely still, his eyes surveying everything calmly. There's an intensity to him, but is sharp and contained. I flinch back from Varg's bright eyes. No. Varg. You were going to hurt her. Pardon? I don't intend to obey someone who would hurt the princess. Mother hisses in annoyance. I don't know how you inspire such loyalty, Lucette, but it's very inconvenient. Mother flicks her wrist, and the responding light flares out from behind her. My queen.
Great! Reinforcements! Fucking perfect!
I order you to restrain your pet, Mithros. At once, my queen. Mithros extends his hand toward Varg, and the minute he does, Varg's body stiffens, and he grits his teeth. I always make sure to have control over any of my creations.
This isn't going as planned.
You had a plan? Now, my darling. My hands shake and Neverland nearly tumbles from my hands as I struggle not to collapse. Since you have become so tainted by the thoughts these people have put into your head, I shall have to start all over again. Don't be afraid. Cleansing your memories will not hurt. And when you wake, you will be my daughter again. My dearest one. Mother reaches out her hand toward me. Every fiber of my being screams at me to move, but my feet are heavy and I'm shaking so hard I cannot stand straight. I don't want to forget anything or anyone anymore. Midnight. Behind me, the clock tower begins to chime.
Not on my watch!
DELOORAAA quickly runs in front of me and casts a protective shield. DELOORAAA, you can't!
I won't let her erase any more of your memories, Lucette.
I brace myself for impact and feel the ground shudder as Mother's spell comes into contact with DELOORAA's shield. A loud crack emanates from DELOORAA's shield as it begins to crack. That's a little redundant. That said, since...
An offensive spell? You're gonna kill your own daughter?
DELOORAA's words fade when we see another spell coming toward us. I hear a low laugh rise from Mother's throat. Goodbye, DELOORAAA.
Lucette, run!
DELOORAAA! I cough as clouds of smoke slowly fade away from the impact. My whole body feels hollow as ice. As I gaze at the sight before me, DELOORAA's body lies on the floor in front of me, unmoving. I collapse to the ground, my vision blurry, as I stare numbly at DELOORAA's slim figure. No, this cannot happen! I reach out to touch her and sharply inhale when I feel how cold and clammy her skin is. No, DELOORAAA! Always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Have you forgotten your lessons, traitor? Now she can finally reunite with her daughter. Neverland tumbles from our grasp as I grab DELOORAA's arm to shake her. No, DELOORAAA, please! She's still breathing. She can be saved. She cannot die like this. A bright light appears before me and suddenly Parfait is standing right in front of me. Hildur, what have you done? Fate, it's been a while. Parfait addresses me without looking back. Princess, do you have Neverland? Yes. I reach blindly for Neverland with one hand as I keep the other on Delora's arm. A warm hand settles on my shoulders. The touch is comforting and familiar. Faith, princess. I will not allow you to leave, fairy. Mithras casts a spell, but Parfait easily deflects it. She moves to cast the spell in retaliation, but doubles over as soon as the spell flares out around her. You are fading, Fate. The Lucis itself is fading with you. My eyes lock with Varg's, and for a moment I can see Fritz through them. I see his lips move, but whatever words he speaks to me are mute. He shakes his head. Light begins to engulf me, and I see nothing apart from Delora's pale face on my lap. I do not move, even when the Martian walls come into existence around me. The place is devoid of its usual warmth. Delora? She's not responding. I fight down the rising grief and try to remain calm as I turn to Parfait. Please save her. Save her! Parfait glances down at Delora, eyes glassy. It is as if she's hiding emotions behind the frigid mask. I feel that her mask is a reflection of my own. Any moment now, it will fall away and I'll be able to see her in tears. Princess. The spell that Hilda used was a powerful one. There's nothing I can do. The air in the Martian seems to leave all at once. No, that's not true. You have to.
Lucette.
Laura? She does not move, and her eyes are still closed as she speaks.
Lucette. I'm sorry, but I can't stay.
No, don't say that.
I've been lucky. Elder took my Loreah, but I got you in return. I like to think that my daughter would have grown up to be someone like you.
Laura.
I believe in you, Lucette. I've always believed in you.
Can't leave, Delora. I won't let you leave. Though Delora's body does not move, I can feel the energy of her body slip through my fingers like sand. Oh, let me... Did I read that right? No, I did. Okay. Something weird happened. If there's an audio hiccup there, then I'm sorry. Though Delora's body does not move, I can feel the energy around her body slip through my fingers like sand. Her body slowly begins to fade away until only specks of glittering dust remain. A terrible prickling cold seeps into my heart and chest. Then the frigidness envelops my whole body. I can't breathe. It is only when a teary-eyed Parfait pulls me into a hug that I realize my throat is raw, and I have been screaming into grief.